Welcome back to the Hub on Hollywood. I'm your co-host Jamie Blanco, and today we have an interview for you with Master of Stage Combat and Prop Making, McKey Carpenter. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit like and subscribe and share this channel with your friends as we continue to shine a spotlight on the filmmaking industry here in New England. So without further ado, here's our interview with McKey Carpenter. Small business owner and assistant teacher. He works with props, stage combat, stunts, film and television production. Welcome to the Hub on Hollywood.
Thank you. Thank you. Excited.
So,
You pretty much listed everything we do.
so McKee, first of all, tell me, how did you get into this in the first place? You seem like a very creative guy. What sort of was
So
your
I
path?
can basically blame my mother for that.
Oh,
I was a very energetic ADD kid, so I needed to
hmm.
be distracted in some way. In the town I grew up in Marblehead, Massachusetts, the dump there had something called the swap shop, and it had
Oh.
stuff there that worked. So as long as you brought something that worked, you could swap it for whatever you wanted. So basically, every week or every other week, we'd go down, and she'd be like, "What do you want to take apart?" And I'd be like, "The computer. Let's take apart the computer." And I would take it completely apart, see how it worked, and then put it back together 40% of the time.
Yeah.
But for me, it was mostly about just seeing how things put themselves to how people put these cool little things together and made our
Mhm.
lives just a little cooler.
And that sort of led to you having, it seems like your own workshop. And then how did that get you towards film and
So,
stagecraft?
so all that. That I can blame on my cousin.
Okay.
He,
I love how many people you can blame.
it's everybody else's fault. I just pick it. I see something and I'm like, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So I was the normal teenager, just up to no good and having fun doing it. And my cousin was like, "Yeah, man, sorry, I got to bail on you this summer. I'm doing a Shakespeare camp." And I was like, "What? Nerd, you're doing a Shakespeare camp? You're leaving me? Like, this isn't cool." And he's like, "But there are cute girls there." And I was like, "Well,
Oh.
maybe, maybe I'll check it out." So I checked it out, and by the next year, the next summer, I was building props for them. And then I did Benedict, Much Ado, uh, was my second production I did with them. The first production was Duke Silenius, and now I'm spacing on it. Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. Oh, it's going to come to me as soon as we stop talking.
I'm not up to date on my Shakespeare either. Yeah.
I've taken a hot break from it. That's all I did from 13 to about 25, 30. As I did Shakespeare at least 2 to 3 times a year.
Wow.
Got into the Shakespeare fights. If somebody needed a fighter, they'd call me and be like, "You want to choreograph it as well?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, this is a union, right?" Because that's when you got to be very careful. Because if you start doing union jobs as non-union, that could get
Mhm.
you in the trouble way down the road. Um, but yeah, so I kind of got that reputation with my friends. Oh, I'm building a set. Can you help me build the set? Yeah, I can build your set with you. Oh, I'm building a green screen studio in New Jersey. Can you help me? I can help you with that. But the chainmail, you can see the armor I have back there.
Mhm.
Um, I started getting into that because my uncle was really big into like Ren fairs and stuff. So he took me to all that and taught me how to do that when I was like 8 or 9. And then I
Wow.
completely forgot about how to do it.
Uh-huh.
And then I wanted to produce my own historical fiction based in Scotland in 1130. And the best way to have your own armor and your own small budget indie film is to make it yourself.
Incredible. So you relearned how to uh
Yeah, I was like, I think I know how to do this. YouTube, I know how to do this. And just boom,
okay.
did it.
Because
Big
I've seen the
YouTube
videos.
university.
I've seen the videos on your page. You run Moravian Armory,
Hmm.
correct? And
Hmm.
that just looks so painstaking to
It
put
is.
those little.
It is very painstaking. So the chainmail mantles that I make, you can see right here. They're six
Wow.
in one. So every one ring has six rings in it.
Wow.
So this was usually used for like kings and people of wealth and all of that. Um, the normal weave was four in one.
And how long does it take you to make something like that?
So that those mantles take me about 17 and a half hours to make.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet that would take me 17 months to make.
The first time I timed it was 35 hours.
Hmm.
And then I took 3 or 4 years, got better at it. My skills improved. I found some shortcuts, and then I got it down to like 17 and a half hours, which
So
allows
tell
me to bring my price down a little bit, which is nice because now it's affordable and people want to actually buy.
nice. So tell us about Moravian Armory, how that came
So
to be.
yeah, so Moravian Armory is based off the Scottish kingdom of Moray, Scotland. It was completely annihilated, so it doesn't exist anymore. But it used to exist over by like Loch Ness and like southeast England. Um, and what it was all for was for this historical fiction that I was working on with my group of friends about a Scottish Revolution, Civil War, and all that.
Mhm.
And I needed to start creating all the props and armor and all of that. So that's where the original irradiation. Oh, I'm never going to get that word. The original form of it.
Mhm.
But as I got more into the stunt and fight community here in the city, I started to see more things that I could help out with. Um, like, for instance, our stage combat weapons. We do everything from like small trainer weapons like this, which you
Mhm.
can see are very thick so that you can't hurt yourself on it, to very expensive ones
Oh my.
with like the handle. We call
Right.
this the Acer blade because this is two different types of maple burl
Hmm.
and shock absorbers built into it. And then, so on top of that, I I'm really good at making connections. My mom used to call me the catalyst. I would show up and things would happen. So I've learned that the best way to actually start things, if you're wanting to start producing yourself or push projects yourself, is to start small and start at home.
Hmm.
So with the retreat, I work with Urban Samurai Fight Club. I don't know if you could see it.
Yep.
That's run by Eugene Soffinelli. He is a certified teacher with the Society of American Fight Directors. Um, Anytime that you work with somebody on set or stage, on film, as a stage, you're going to be working with one of two groups: somebody that was with the Society of American Fight Directors for eternity, or
Hmm.
somebody who was brought up on set. And like, oh, my dad was a fight choreographer and his dad was a fight choreographer. So
Hmm.
our group is more of like the academics pushing into the indie films and educational programs.
Right. And so you also offer these stage combat workshops. We were talking a little bit off camera about um, stunts in the stunt community here and how there might not be as much of that exposure or that to training that right that availability for certain kinds of training in New England. Is that sort of what pushed you to offer some of these workshops?
Yeah. So the reason why I left Massachusetts way back when, because I'm originally from a small town in Virginia called Tappahannock. And then when my parents split, I was bouncing between Virginia and Marblehead, Massachusetts. Um, and then after middle school into high school, I moved out to the Berkshires. And that's where I really got the bug of acting, where I worked with the Waucona Regional High School, their drama department, the Pittsfield Town Players, and a lot of indie people around the area as well. But I started to realize at the time period, which was 2001, 2002. If I wanted the career that I was looking for, I wasn't going to find it in Massachusetts, and that's a shame.
Hmm.
That's why I moved to New York City right after high school. Um, Now being in the position that I am with the crew that I am, I would really like to change that. There's no real reason now that you guys are getting the job market that I would have dreamed for back in 2000. Um, it would only behoove everybody to get a little bit more training in the area, and not to mention it's just a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And I could say, like, a background actor and someone who's trying to get more into the filming scene and the acting scene. I have a little bit of a martial arts background, and I was so excited. I'm like, oh, well, I would love to do stunts. I would love to get into this and get, more of a refresher on my fighting skills and be able to maybe move into that in film. Couldn't find anything here in New England. Like, right, everything's in like New Jersey, New York, California.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then I found you, good sir. So very appreciative. Tell us a little bit about what these workshops are that you're offering and what you teach.
So the first workshop that we started is our Berkshire Berserker Bonanza, and that is the
Ooh,
retreat.
uh-huh.
It starts from Friday afternoon up until Sunday evening. We hang out Monday morning to just kind of have like a great breakfast together and look back on the weekend. But starting on Friday, we jump in with choreography, and then we start filming the whole next day. So
Hmm.
we bring in my good friend and cinematographer, Dominic, who will bring his awesome gear and we shoot everybody's scene. Everybody will have just enough time to have about 4 or 5 takes to do
Hmm.
their scene, and we'll shoot them from multiple different angles so that about a couple weeks after the thing is edited up and you have a reel, something to add to your reel later on. And then we also have workshops like last year we did a little bit of firearms safety protocols and using airsoft just so people could get an idea of what it would be like to use on set, because that's mostly what people use these days. Like John Wick
Hmm.
is mostly airsoft. Um, and Yeah, we just cram in 3 workshops for the retreat, and then we also try to have a great day. But because everything is going smoothly with that, we've been able to open it up with a intro workshop to anybody in the area, Massachusetts, that's interested to join us, see what stage combat and stunts is all about. On the intro workshop, what we do is we like to start big and then work our way small. We find that a lot of the best stunt people have a start in stage, or at least a grounding in stage. It allows them to tell the story a little bit better,
Hmm.
because stunts isn't just fighting; it's telling a story with violence. Um, so what we'll do is we'll break down the techniques and specifics of what everybody needs to know as before we jump in, and then we'll work with some basic choreography, and then we'll whip out everybody's phone and we'll probably get them in groups of 3 so that one person's filming, the other 2 fight, and then we'll switch it up so that everybody can see what's actually happening on camera.
Oh, wow. Um, so how can people get involved with this? So these are workshops that are coming up right now. Lots of actors here in the area, so many productions, happening here in New England. If somebody wants to come in and take your introductory workshop, how can they do that?
Best way is to get a hold of me. I'm kind of the administrator. So you can either reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. You can also reach out to me at moravianarmory@gmail.com. And yeah, what we'll do is I'll have a private conversation with you, just see where you are on the skill level, just so that we know where you're jumping in at, and then see where you fit best. The retreat this year is pretty much booked solid. We do have one spot open, but it is getting kind of close.
Hmm.
But the intro workshop, we don't really have a real top number, but we do have to remember we're in a small town, so we don't have to scare away the locals.
Hmm.
So just get a hold of me as soon as possible to grab your spot and make sure there is room for you. But the intro workshop is on September 6th, uh, Sunday, September 6th, between 9 a.m. and 1.
Perfect. And the retreat, is that more for people who have a little bit more experience in stunts, or is that also open
Um,
to
it
beginners?
is open, but we do suggest that you have a little bit more experience because we do have a tendency to hit the ground running.
Mm.
Just
Yeah.
because, like, especially with the filming, we want to make sure this year, right now, we have 9 people with the retreat. Last year we had 6, uh, and then we had two. We had 11, but then 2 people booked shows and they had to drop out, which is
Mm.
part of the
Yeah.
industry, you know. And
Yeah.
congratulations to them if they're watching.
Exactly. And so what would you like to see as sort of the future of maybe stunts and combat in New England?
In New England, um, safety first, safety second, safety always. I have
Mm.
it. I have a lot of experience with things in the past, especially with indie films and things that are done maybe necessarily a little farther away than the SAG reps would show up to, and safety things are ignored because of the people want to do the shot. Oh, I really want to do the shot. It's not as
Mm.
dangerous as you think it is, and all that. And what we like to do at Urban Samurai and Moravian Armory is just express that there's always a safer way to tell a story, and uh, and just have fun.
I love that. And before we let you go, Mickey, we ask all of our guests, what are you watching lately? What do you think we should be watching? What are you watching?
So I'm kind of an old stickler. I like to watch my old stuff.
No,
Uh,
yeah.
in the theaters, the last thing I watched was Sinners. That was great. That was amazing.
Hmm.
We are going to go watch Odyssey soon. Um, but I do like to watch things that motivate me in things I'm currently working in.
Hmm.
So if I'm, for a while I was working, because I can show you, this is my green screen studio on this side of it. So for a while to get through the pandemic, I was doing a sci-fi thing. So I was watching a lot of Mando and Cyberpunk on Netflix and all that. But my wife just recently bought me season 1 and season 2 of Sequest DSV. I don't know if you know that.
No,
It
I don't
was
know that
from the
one.
90s. It was futuristic. It basically takes place now.
Yeah,
We've let them down very badly. But
future.
we spread out into the oceans, and there's now a governing body that takes
Hmm.
over and makes sure everybody's playing nice in the oceans. And the guy from
Hmm.
Jaws, the actor from Jaws, is the captain. Jonathan Brandis is in it, from our childhood. And then there's a talking dolphin. So, you know, there's always
Oh,
great
okay.
things.
You've got to have the talking dolphin
Gotta
if
have the
it's from
talking
the
dolphin.
90s. So, McKey Carpenter, thank you so much for being with us on the Hub on Hollywood. Best of luck with all of the work that you are doing. And yeah, I might need some chainmail in the future. So we'll be in touch
Let me know.
for that. All right. Thank you very much.
Talk to you soon.
A big thank you again to McKey for joining us here on the Hub on Hollywood. If you're a filmmaker in any aspect, if you're a stunt person, if you're a writer, if you're an actor, if you're a director, and you'd like to showcase your work here on the Hub on Hollywood, please reach out to us. We're on all the social medias at Hub on Hollywood on Instagram, Facebook, and hubonhollywood.com. We want to showcase your work. Stick with us. We also bring you casting calls and great movie reviews and movie ideas, quite frankly. So until next time, I'm Jamie Blanco. I hope you join us again, and we'll see you next time.